Welcome back to Movie and a Hunt, everybody. Yeah, that's right. We're back.
With a vengeance.
I'm RJ.
Oh, hi. I'm Paige. How's it going?
Today, we're doing something very different. We learned in the past through Candyman we cannot review 2 movies in one go.
So we're going to do 3.
But one of them's good. The other 2 are just basically
Pretty
montages.
much.
We're doing the Halloween Trilogy. I know what you're thinking. Well, there's like 5 of those if you... Depending on what canon we're going through, there's like 5 probably. We're doing 2018 to 2022.
Yeah, so Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, and then Halloween Ends. That just came out if you're listening when this comes out-ish.
And we just got done watching it.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about
That's
it.
all I'll state about that movie.
Let me just start off with saying Halloween is one of my, if not my favorite horror movie, the original. So just letting you guys know about that. Like my ringtone is the theme song. That's how much I love it.
So I have a question for you then.
Yeah, sure.
When we started Movie and a Haunt, why the hell did you choose Friday as our first franchise instead of Halloween?
Because I never watched the Friday movies.
You regret it now.
I regret it so hard.
Regret it every day.
So we're just gonna talk about them. We're not gonna do like a whole, in depth like as we're watching it. We're just gonna generally talk about them. No trailers.
Right.
We're not gonna talk about the
No
trailers.
trailers.
Screw that. So join us for that, right?
Yeah, you know what? Screw it. We're never going to do like a jump.
We're not.
just gonna
Okay.
into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what
I was gonna say, we're only 2 minutes in. You know what?
right, fuck it.
Let's change our formula.
All right, let's go.
We're 1 year. We're 1 year anniversary into this. Our 1 year. After 1 year, we've learned how to do multiple movies at one go.
Yeah.
That's right.
Woo.
It took us a year to learn this shit. All right, let's start. Rank them, just so we know where we're going. I say Halloween's the best. We both say Halloween's the
2018.
best. Yes. I say Kills is better than Ends, though.
Really?
Just because it's easier to get through.
Okay, I'm going Ends and then Kills.
See, the only reason why I like Kills more is Kills just feels like a 2-hour montage. So it's like just set piece after set piece after set piece. It's like shit moves. This movie, it was an hour and like 40 minutes of what I felt like was just a character piece on a character I truly did not give a single fuck about.
That's fair. But let's start off with the first movie.
The good one.
Yeah, let's start off high and then go low. So this one came...
Beginning. Fantastic.
Yeah, this one came out in 2018. Do you have any history about that? Like...
I mean, I remember when it came out. Fun fact, when it came out was like probably within a week of when we first met each other.
Oh shit, really?
We've known each other for as amount of time as this new Halloween
that's
movie's been
wild.
out. I remember everyone thought it was going to be shitty because...
It's another remake. Or it's another Halloween movie,
Yeah.
I get it.
And it did incredibly well in the box office. I remember because Blumhouse is that type of production studio that is spend as little as possible and then make a shitload of profit.
Yeah.
Insidious did it. Paranormal Activity, they bought the rights, I think, for maybe a couple mil at max. I don't even think they bought it for that much. You know how much money that original Paranormal Activity made?
lot.
That funded their studio for a long
Oh,
time.
absolutely.
And then you have, Insidious. Literally, that movie was made for like a bare bones budget.
And look how much
Changed
money.
horror for a while.
Yeah.
Even like I love Sinister, and Sinister I think is technically the scariest movie of all time. According to heart rates, when they tested people's heart rates,
yeah.
it's technically the scariest
It's one of the
movie.
highest. I think there was one above it,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think it was like number 2 or something.
But like it's like it didn't do as well as Insidious, but when you spend little money,
Exactly.
it doesn't really matter. The Purge,
Yeah.
The Conjuring, which is what the last 10 to like 15 years has been defined by its Blumhouse changes the type of thing. So it kind of does make sense that their remake is the one that started the kind of really big remake trend. It kind of had the seeds planted with it.
Yeah.
But after that it was like Halloween, and then we got then they like, Black Christmas, which was a fucking travesty. Scream.
Yeah.
They brought back. I know they're thinking about bringing back Friday. Whoopee.
I just can't escape, can
I? Can't keep away.
But I remember being really excited for this because, again, Halloween's probably my favorite horror movie. And I know Jamie Lee Curtis had a lot to do with it. She was
producer.
Yeah, she was really deep into pre-production, getting everything set, and she had a lot of control over her character, which I think she didn't in the past for the most part, or she wasn't happy with where Laurie went. So
yeah, because Laurie falls off a building.
Yeah, no,
that's like how her story ends.
So
she falls off a building.
I get it, and I'm really glad that she was involved with this. And even if we're not happy with this trilogy and as a whole, I'm glad that she is, because like she said, she's Laurie. That's her character, and without Laurie, you don't have Halloween, in my opinion.
Just imagine, this is the best way I can put it. Imagine 40 years from now, you and I are still doing Movie and a Haunt. That's the equivalent.
I know.
That's the legit equivalent.
It's amazing, and I really applaud her for keeping up with this.
Oh yeah,
she didn't have to.
And my issue with these movies are never her. She's like the beacon of the movies. It's usually the people surrounding her.
Right.
That's my issue. And sometimes it's not even the acting, because they've got some good actors.
Absolutely.
Like the I forgot who plays Karen. I believe her first name's like Judy
Karen, the daughter, even the granddaughter Allison. She does a really good job. Even in this movie specifically, I was really, really like, wow, she's doing a really good job.
But like with a character like Karen, which we'll get into Karen, because Karen's like her own character piece. She just gets given a lot of shit.
Yeah, it's writing. It comes down to writing.
So, let's go through each one.
Okay.
Let's start with the first one, because the first one I think is the most fun to talk about, because it has the most amount of interesting storylines. It has the most interesting, I think, camera work.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think the other two try a little bit too hard at times. The first one, I remember just the wide shot they do of the penitentiary, and it's like Michael standing in the middle. It's like all that coloring, like the colored squares. I was like, God, that's a nice shot. It's lit. It's like it got filmed at the right time of day to where this would actually not fuck a camera up.
Mm-hmm.
The beginning's very high, high tension with him yelling with the dude yelling at Michael, the podcaster.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ, this is our life.
I know.
Where are these characters? You get Laurie, and my favorite thing of money, please.
Yeah, Laurie. Money. We meet her, and it's been because only Halloween 1 is canon in this one, right?
Correct. Only Halloween 1 is canon. Halloween 2 is like folklore in a sense.
So basically her story is she became one of those like bunker survivalist people. She raised her daughter in that type of environment, got her taken away, doesn't really have a relationship with her daughter, but her granddaughter really still loves her and tries to connect with her. She has severe amounts of trauma that she's never dealt with in these 40 plus years. And so she's
how could you?
I agree. She's really fucked up. She's
also really jacked. There's like that first scene. I remember I was watching that movie, and there's that first scene she has the tank top. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's ripped.
It's her Terminator 2.
That was really her Sarah Connors moment.
Yeah, if you get Laurie Strode and Sarah Connors together, like they're gonna fuck shit up.
Oof.
I know. I know.
Laurie Strode and Sidney Prescott.
All right, let's keep on track.
Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going.
But yeah, this movie story-wise, I think is the most solid out of all three of them.
It also has the most likable characters.
Yeah.
I think it has like the best. Vicky, I love Vicky.
I love Vicky.
Listen. I don't like characters off of their character. I like characters based off their wardrobe. And literally, the first time you see Vicky, she has like the overalls. I'm like, you with the overalls. I like
You're
you.
mine.
You're my favorite of the movie, but you're the best friend, so you're gonna die, which makes me sad.
No, it was really sad. I liked the kid she babysat. I liked her boyfriend.
Yep.
I didn't mind her boyfriend.
Oh, I hated her
He
boyfriend.
was goofy. He was fine.
He was, but when she was like, another boyfriend came over, I'm like, oh, you're dating that? Gross.
I know. I didn't.
Her baseball tee.
I didn't like
Love it.
Allison's boyfriend and his friend. They were annoying as fuck.
I did. There was one thing I found like I was like, oh, I like that. That's kind of cool. It's the gender bend.
Yeah, I did like that. I was like,
Clyde.
oh, that's cool.
That was a fun.
Yeah.
That was a little fun.
Yeah.
I will say the best way I can put like the 2018 one is there's just a lot of good stylistic choices.
Yes.
The one take kill is probably my favorite shot of the movie. Is that one take of the camera's at the window. You see him go around the house. Like, you see the entire process. I was very into it. I liked when they were weaving in and out of the houses and he was killing.
It was a gorgeous fucking shot. It's taking what Halloween did, in the first movie, with the one long take, which is, infamous. And they're like, you know what? Let's kick it up a notch. And
you said Halloween 2, right?
No, it's in 1. It's in Halloween 1.
Doesn't Halloween 2 also have that one take that they paid homage to?
Probably.
In that scene where he breaks into the house and then he kills the couple in the house at the beginning of 2?
Yeah, but I'm thinking more of the first movie. But yeah, no, they kicked it up a notch and it was really, really impressive.
It kind of felt like they knew that they were going to have a stigma against them, so they kind of had to really bring their game with the first one. It felt like they thought, oh, well, we got past the stigma, so we can kind of
play around
a little bit more. The writing wasn't as good in the next 2. I think the kills were better.
I agree.
I think the one fun fact you gave me was that the character from The Runaways is Vicky, and I did not piece that together.
Yeah.
I will say I did not like her death scene because it sounded like she was like. It didn't sound like she was dying. It sounded like she was trying to get something up the stairs, and she was just having a really hard time. Help me! Where are you? Time.
No, yeah.
And he's like, "What knife am I gonna use?"
This movie was definitely solid. It's obviously our favorite out of the 3. Good characters, good writing, good environment, camera work really good, lighting really good. Did I say acting?
Even the podcasters, like the acting from the podcasters were good.
Their deaths were pretty fucking brutal.
So that entire gas station scene was pretty fucking brutal.
Yeah.
Entire gas, it was gas station.
It was, we rewatched the movies obviously separately before we watched the most recent one, and I watched both with my mom, and with the gas station scene, she was like, "Oh, I can't look. Oh, it's so gross." And I'm like, you know what? That's
when
fair.
he drops the teeth in the stall.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh god, that's gross."
I forgot what movie the bathroom scene is from.
Oh,
because they've done an on the side of the road bathroom scene in one of the older movies.
I don't know.
And I'm pretty sure he lets them live. That's the scene. Is that he just takes the car. He just steals the car. That's it.
Oh, you're right. Is that 2? I think that's 2.
No, because he has to get back to Haddonfield.
Damn, I'm not sure.
So it's probably, if I had to guess, it's either something like 4, 5, or Curse, if I had to take a guess. But we're not watching Curse. No. Fuck that shit. Or it's the beginning. No, it can't be 1. Oh, it could be 1 technically, because he could have stole their car at the beginning of 1. Literally, Halloween's one of those few franchises. If it's not Season of the Witch, I don't remember it very well.
Yeah, it all melds together.
I just remember Halloween 5 starts with him in a hole. That's all I remember. This movie, Halloween 2018, also has the best ending, I think. The final fight scene.
Yeah, and the homage to Texas Chainsaw was really nice.
Yep.
I really enjoyed that. Another one of my favorites.
Unfortunately, one of the downsides of the 2018 is just the character of Karen, and kind of just it felt like they really asked her to mute her acting in ways.
I know she was supposed to be like the personal antagonist for Lori and Allison. I get that. Yeah, I think it was the acting choices that were made, or at least directed towards her, that it didn't mesh well.
I will say I do like that scene where she does the whole bait and switch in the original
Oh
because
yeah,
it's a good bait and
when
switch because the entire movie makes it feel like she can't actually do
yeah,
this.
and when that happened, when I first saw it for the first time, I was like, whoa! I was not expecting it.
And then they set him on fire.
Which is a good scene with the music. Fucking love
Yep.
it. I love it.
And okay, just so I can remember, was Let Him Burn actually in the original movie? Or was that I felt like that was the trailer that
No,
they mentioned that they were gonna make the new one.
no. It was in the movie at the end when they're in the back of the truck and the fire teams, the fire trucks go
Yeah.
past them. Lori screams, "Let him burn!"
Yep.
No, so
See, I don't remember the Let Him Burn part. I just in my head I always thought the ending was the knife in her hand.
no.
In Allison's hand.
Well, yes, that happens right after the "Let him burn."
Yeah, but for some reason it skipped to that, and then in my head I was like, "Oh, I thought the marketing for they were announcing Halloween Kills was they like showed the beginning of it of that scene."
So
And then that brings us straight into Halloween Kills.
right, I was really impressed with how linear both it just went straight fucking in. I was really impressed with
Yep.
that. I want to talk about probably one of my favorites. I remember seeing the second movie, and when he's butchering those firefighters,
Is it the POV shot that you're about to
the
talk about?
POV shots. And again, my mom was like, she couldn't watch it. She was like, "This is so gross. This is so disgusting." I'm like, "Yes, give me more." The POV shots, but just the absolute brutality was to start your movie off like that.
It let you know it did let you know that this movie's about to be an hour and 45 minutes of nothing but montage kills.
You know what?
That's
That's
like,
fair. Like you get the really cool fucking shots like in the beginning, and then you're like, okay, now you just gotta wait about an hour and a half until we get to the end.
No, I mean there was one other scene I remember very well in that movie. And it was Kylie Richards
Yeah,
when she gets her chase scene.
absolutely.
It's a good chase scene. I was so scared she was gonna
Me
die
too.
the first time I watched it. I was like, please don't kill
Her
her.
act-
I'm actually like, I'm rooting. This is the one character I'm really rooting for.
Her acting was really good too. I just want to say with this one, I didn't like it because it was all about the town and the town's people, and I just didn't give a fuck
I don't give a shit about the people.
at all. Like at all. I was like, I don't give a shit, and it was really sad when the inmate that was freed.
Yes.
His death scene was extremely upsetting, and leading up to that, I get that's the point, but I didn't like it.
I also liked that the child who Vicky was babysitting was her. The parents were actually characters in the next movie.
Yeah,
And they died.
they did. Yeah.
They did. But the movie starts. We get to the hospital. They're like, Lori, she's. This movie's gonna suck when they go, Lori's gonna be on a stretcher drugged up for 99.9% of this movie. And then she's gonna have like a monologue at the end.
Like to me, it's like, okay, so we did all the really cool shit with Lori in the first movie. What do we do now? Like, are we gonna make Halloween 2 in the hospital? Yeah, and make it worse? Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
Probably.
Yeah.
I think, especially with Halloween 2. Wait, Halloween Kills was called.
Yeah, yeah. Well, let's not do that.
No, because Halloween 2, I enjoy. I think Halloween 2
yeah,
is a
but
fun
I'm saying
movie.
like let's not call it Halloween 2.
Yeah.
Halloween Kills.
Especially because we're going to go to Halloween 2 at some point
Yeah, absolutely.
throughout this podcast life frame.
Yeah.
I hate Tommy Doyle.
I fucking hate Tommy Doyle. Me and my mom were watching it, and she's like, I can't stand this guy. I can't do it.
Fun fact, they tried to get Paul Rudd back for it.
Really?
He was open to it, but the issue was he had to film Ghostbusters.
Shit. That sucks.
I'm like, well, here's the thing with like Paul Rudd. Like, you can give him all these shitty lines, but he's a good actor, so he can take these shitty lines and make them decent.
Yeah, at least bearable.
He's like Jamie Lee Curtis. You can give her shit, and she'll make shit decent.
Her acting in all three of these movies. The second one I wasn't really into because I feel like she was trying to do more than what she was given, and it showed. So I wasn't really a fan of her acting, especially in the hospital.
But like her, yeah, she was doing more than what she was given. Like, okay, so listen, you're kind of just, you're medicated on a gurney. Go with it. And she's probably like, bitch, I'm the fucking producer.
Yeah. I'm Jamie Lee Curtis. Like, step aside. But let's just say right now, her acting is always great. She knows this character through and through, obviously, and she really knocks it out of the park with each one.
Her at her worst is still better than everybody else in the movies.
Absolutely. Like, I'm
but
saying,
I think that's just Jamie Lee Curtis in general.
Exactly.
Like, Jamie Lee Curtis at her worst is still better than like most people in,
like I'm saying, like
the movies
her worst for
in.
me in all three of these movies is her in the hospital, and it's still like good,
Yeah. We get, oh god, let's just go to the kills, I guess.
Sure.
Because like that's all the movie fucking is. It's just kills.
So
I mean,
the fireman.
Yeah, right. But like,
the fireman.
It really is. It's just kills.
Really good. Great scene.
Really good.
My favorite. What's next? I don't even know.
Up next is the couple.
Ooh, yeah, that was really
the woman's. That one was brutal,
Yeah.
and I was surprised she came back in ends.
Me too.
She's alive.
Me too.
I was happy. I was sad that she died. I was depressed.
Yeah, me too.
After that. Oh wow, did we just go straight into the clusterfuck scene?
I think so.
At the park?
I think so. Oh.
I think we just go straight to the park.
Yeah, because they're at the bar and everything. They're having their wham wham moment.
And somehow, like, fucking Tommy Doyle gets a standing ovation for a shitty, like...
rendition of what happened. Yeah. So,
really
I think we go to the park.
We go to the park, we get the... Oh, God, Evil Dies Tonight. If I had to describe that movie in one go, it's Evil Dies Tonight, and it makes me just want to bash my head through a wall. Yeah. But, like, Michael gets out, yada, yada, yada. We get... I like how in the first two movies, we get Halloween 3 little...
Oh, I know. I love it, too.
Notes with the mask. We then get what I call the John Wick scene. Because he kicks the door into the chick's body and she shoots herself in the head.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That was hilarious.
That was funny, but I was also like, that doesn't belong in a Halloween movie.
It felt so out of place.
Oh, God. Do you remember how that movie starts? It just dawned on me. We go in and out of flashbacks. Do you remember that?
No.
In Halloween Kills, there's the flashbacks.
No.
Like, the beginning of Halloween 2 is just the flashback. With the cops and how he got caught.
Oh, shit. We completely forgot about that.
That shows how memorable this movie is.
Oh, God. Yeah, because we're trying to get into Frank's mindset and whatever. I don't care, bro. I don't fucking care.
Especially because Frank's not a good character.
He's not.
Oh, and Frank, he's not dead from the first movie.
Right.
Shock.
Right.
Shock and horror. Oh, quick thing about the first movie. I just want to point out one other kill. I really like the gate kill where the gate goes through that kid's mouth.
Me too. And I was glad he died because he really annoyed me.
Oh, he was annoying as shit. And the cops were funny.
Yeah.
The cops were pretty funny. But we get the scene. The kids are like, "Oh, there's a man who likes playing peekaboo," and I'm just like, "Bitch, run!"
Oh, the gay couple. We forgot about them.
They're later in the movie.
Yeah. But they're a thing.
I skipped their scenes because I've had people be like, "Oh, the gay couple is hilarious," and I'm like, "No,
they're just weird.
They're just stereotypical gay couple." Love the stereotypes. But she's like, "Run, you fucking idiots!" Nurse gets killed, which was sad. I was sad the nurse died.
And she died in the car, which is full circle.
And then how does the husband die again? I forgot.
I don't remember.
I know other girl gets shot in the face.
Yeah.
Like she shoots herself in the fucking face.
Knife to the eye. Knife to the eye. It was really gross.
You're
It
right.
Was good. It looked good.
And then we get this movie's like only chase scene. It's actually the only, like, I feel like it's the only chase scene in the movie, and it's a good chase scene. I felt like I was like, she can get away. I actually believe she can get away, and she's like important enough as a character to get away. I was like, let her get away, please. She's the one character out of these 4 that are in this car that I really want to survive. I don't want to see her die, especially because I know Tommy's gonna have to kick the bucket just because he's so fucking annoying. And when she survives and they find her, I'm like, yes, thank you for not being a dead body. And then she goes away from the rest of the movie and like, fantastic. The only side character that was really good is gone. And then we get the hospital and Jesus Christ.
The hospital.
Mob. If I have to describe Halloween Kills, it's a montage with some mob justice. It's like basically stupid mob justice.
Stupid.
Like really dumb.
And again, the death of the inmate is very upsetting. What happens after that? They go home? No, I don't know.
No, so and then Allison, which like pisses me off because Allison's in the 3rd movie, like, and the other reason why my mom died. I'm like, bitch, no. Do you remember that time where, they said stay in the hospital and you went, no, I'm gonna go kill Michael Myers instead, and then your mom got killed?
Yeah, that. Guess what?
And then your mom died. Do you want to? Do you want to talk about whose fault it is that your mom died?
Like, let's just bring out the receipts here, Allison. Come on.
Do you want to see a mirror? Just asking for the room. I'll put you in the house of mirrors so you can see who caused your mom's death.
But
have fun with that.
The boyfriend's death scene is fucking brutal. Watching it recently again, I was like, oh, I forgot how gnarly and disgusting it is.
It also all takes place in the gay guy's house.
Yeah, it does. Well, it's Michael's house.
It's his house, but like, it's where the gay couple lives. Daddy dies first. Boyfriend's dad.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, I'm going to go into the house. Stay here. Dead. And they're like, he's been gone for 30 seconds. We should go inside.
Dead.
That's like it. And then here's the issue. They tried so fucking hard to make you feel bad for that boyfriend. I'm like, he's a shitty human being,
He is
though.
a shitty human being.
I don't feel bad for him. He kind of just had this coming. According to horror karma, he had it coming.
I feel bad for Allison because, that really sucks. And then having to see him die that way after getting your leg completely busted, which looked...
I was going to say, her leg got fucked.
So fucking painful. I remember seeing it and I was like, oh, this is worse than all the other kills.
I know. I think it's because all the other stuff, it can't really happen. It's like, it's definitely,
fantasized.
It's definitely fantasized. That looked like an actual leg break.
100%.
I've seen it one break. That looked real.
But her fighting Michael was really cool. I thought her holding her own.
And then Mommy, Karen's here, and Karen's like, I'm going to do my thing where I stab you with a pitchfork.
That was cool.
And then I'm going to take your mask.
It was cool. The town ganging up on Michael happens, and then he is like...
And then Michael kills them all. Michael's like, I'm done with this.
That was fucking brutal, too. That was cool. That was really good.
See, now this is the only reason why I'm happy Paul Rudd did not sign on for this movie, because I was like, I don't want to see Paul Rudd die.
Me neither. I was like, oh no, Paul.
But if I'm also if I was Paul Rudd, I'd probably be like, there's a no death clause in my contract.
Probably.
So they all die, and then Karen, like a dumb bitch, girl, don't be that dumb. You're sitting in a room where he killed a person.
She's sitting in the room of his sister.
Yep.
Doing exactly what he did. It's just like, oh, come on, girl. You know better than this.
And then she dies. And then, okay, this is where you have to remind me. Is the movie's ending... Because this movie has like 2 fucking endings. There's the monologue ending, and then there's kind of what this other one is, where she doesn't do the whole monologue.
Who, Lori?
Which one did you see?
The monologue, I think.
The one where she's like, I'm going to find you and I'm going to kill you?
I think so.
Basically.
I think so.
The gist of her thing is, I'm going to kill you. And then 4 years later, and she doesn't do shit. just like that doesn't make sense. Halloween to Halloween Kills makes sense.
Yes.
Halloween Kills to Ends makes no fucking plot sense, and they don't make sense of it in the movie.
Right. So her thing is she's absolutely full of rage and anger in Halloween and Halloween Kills. And then after her fucking daughter is killed by Michael Myers, she's like, you know what? I need therapy. What?
When, if anything, it's the inverse of what should have happened. Halloween should have ended. Halloween Kills should have been her trying to get her life together. Yes. Daughter dies at the end, and then she goes into what like Halloween Kills was which was like, I have to put some needles up my ass so I can, go and kill this dude.
Exactly. So that leads us into Halloween Ends. I think we covered Halloween Kills.
Okay, it's not Halloween Ends, okay? Because Halloween Ends would imply that Michael Myers is an active part of the movie. This is just nerdy white guy, the movie.
Yeah. So, you want to start? How do we start this?
They kill a kid.
They kill a kid.
They kill a kid.
They kill a kid.
I literally sat there and I said verbatim, movie, I will forgive your first 30 sins if this kid dies in front of their family, because movies will never do this. And that kid falls.
And it was
and
brutal.
He bounces.
He was folded in half in that fall.
Oof.
It was. Woo.
It was. Yeah.
I was really surprised.
And also, it's not the first time in the trilogy they kill the child. Right. The first movie, he kills the kid who has massive, like, that kid's voice was insane.
Yeah.
It was so raspy.
Yeah, it was.
But that kid dies. He bounces, and I'm like, I remember I was like, I have to keep my promise. The first 30 sins this movie commits, I can't factor it into the final ranking. I committed. Thankfully, the first 10 minutes commits those 30 sins, so he has extra time. The Thing, we got a Thing.
Yeah.
Little homage in there. Loved
I
it.
think that was good because this movie is about evil infecting others.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not kidding. And
I know, but when you go evil infecting others, I'm like, yeah, the fucking cut.
But you know what I mean. So like them watching The Thing makes a lot of sense.
And then the mother, who's like, the mother has a good reaction, but even me, I was like, dude, drop the knife, drop the knife. The knife makes you look guilty. If you don't have a knife, it just looks like an accident.
Right.
We cut. In some reason, this boy is still fucking living in this city.
Yeah. So they let him off. He didn't get charged for anything, obviously. He didn't do anything, really. It was an accident. And the town fucking hates him still, obviously. They hate him almost as much as they hate Laurie Strode. And he's a grown-ass man, and he didn't leave town. Why?
Also, I would say, I feel like the entire city hates him. I feel like just a subsection of the city hates Laurie.
Yeah, that's fair. I think a lot of people...
It feels a lot more subsection.
Yeah, I think a lot of more people at that point are like, you know what? Laurie has been dealt a bad hand. Just leave her be, for the most part. I think that's most of the town.
This boy, on the other hand, is like, I work a dead-end job as like as someone at like a junkyard. I'm like, okay, first of all, junkyard people do not get paid that low. That's not dead end.
He's a mechanic. He doesn't just work at the junkyard. He's a mechanic.
Which is not dead end. Dead end is not a mechanic.
At his dad's junkyard. Like,
yeah.
He's fine. He's fine. Maybe because he didn't go to engineering school, he's sad about it. Whatever.
Oh, wow. My heart breaks. And Allison is a nurse.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. That makes sense for her character.
It does.
I will acknowledge.
It does.
I feel like she mentioned in the first movie she wanted to be a nurse.
I have no idea.
At the what's his name? At the
graduation?
dinner? Yeah, technically the graduation dinner.
Yeah.
That graduation dinner was hilarious, by the way, in the first movie. I'm Laurie. I'm there with the wine. I'm like, fill it up. Bitch, no, bottle. Give me the bottle. I want the bottle. God, this movie, Halloween Ends, I don't give a shit because the main character is not interesting.
Yeah, so I don't even want to go through the entire movie. That's how much I just don't want to go through with it.
The movie waits like an hour and like 30 minutes to kill another person.
No
it
joke.
Feels like.
No joke. So we basically suspend it with Allison, Corey, Lori.
This is also. Can we just talk about? Let's talk about what we really are here for. Just let you know, I'm gonna let everyone know right now. Once we're done talking about these plots, we're talking about costumes. We always come back to the costumes. However, Allison and her choice in men.
Horrible.
Let's talk. She has like a 40-year-old cop and a mental dude.
Yeah.
Who I guess like he connected with Michael. They saw each other's eyes, and Michael was like, I saw your vision. I saw your life.
Yeah.
I will give you evil.
Question. What the fuck is this? Michael just has special powers now where he can like touch people and then live their trauma and then transfer his evil to said person. What? Where did this come from?
And the thing that sucks about this is you can't tell if it's meant for the viewer or if it's in world. You cannot differentiate this one.
Right. Anyways, Allison's taste in men is garbage. He's not even like sexy.
He's not cute. He's not even attractive.
Like if he was attractive, I'd be like, you know what? You get it, girl. Like, you know, he's a little crazy. It's fine. But
you know,
he's not at all.
Who would have been good for this role if they were like the proper age? If you had like young Bruce Campbell.
Oh, Brucey.
If you had a young, like Evil Dead era, like the first Evil Dead.
Yeah.
If you put him in this role, it's like, that's what they wanted. They wanted that. They were not getting that.
And then him starting to slowly unhinge. I could so see that. Oh, Bruce would have been amazing.
I know.
I love Brucey.
We're going to do Evil Dead at some point.
Yes,
You're going to like fangirl.
but
But like, that's because there was that scene where he's sitting, like he's looking up at the window in a homage to the original Halloween. And I was like, wow, with the blue shirt and everything, that looks like Bruce Campbell in a way. And from a distance, like from very far, it's the same silhouette. And then I saw his face and I'm like, yeah, you're not Bruce Campbell though. Sorry.
So yeah, Lori's trying to get her life together. She's knitting. She
dyed her hair.
She's looking good. She's living her life. And then there's moments where she gets really happy and something really good happens for her. And then immediately she's brought down by the town. And she still feels an immense amount of guilt for what she thinks is she brought this evil into the city. And it infected the town. And now it's her job to police it and purge this evil from the town.
But it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense that she went to like, I'm going to take up knitting and I'm going to write a memoir and I'm going to do all this stuff that technically should have happened after 2018. Mm-hmm. Technically should have happened. But instead we are okay that our daughter's dead.
Yeah.
Okay that he went missing. Reason?
Yeah.
And give me a reason it's not just shitty writing.
Yeah, I agree. It's just two different characters, and I didn't understand when you're building a character in a certain direction, and then you do a complete 180 after two fucking full movies of having this character this way. It didn't make sense to me. But hey, whatever. Okay.
And why is Allison okay with it?
Yeah.
If Jamie's okay with it, I'm like, cool. Laura's okay with it. Allison should not be okay with this.
But that's it. It does a lot of like romance shit with Allison and Corey.
Michael Myers is now Pennywise the Clown.
Yeah, he lives in the sewer now. Okay.
He lives in the hobo sewer.
So a lot of shit happens in this movie that we don't give a crap about.
There's the bully kids, and I'm like,
oh yeah, the kids. See, I already forgot about them.
I just remember them because I'm like, you meet them really early on in the movie. Like at the beginning of the movie, they give you the entire kill count of what like the end movie kills are going to be. It's like, okay, well, mom and dad have to die, these kids have to die, this fake redheaded woman has to die,
and the doctor,
and this doctor has to die, and since there's a giant fucking poster of this dude from the radio and he's talking, he has to die because he's talking. It's like they're introducing you to every character that's gonna die.
So yeah, a lot of stupid shit happens. He starts to become more evil throughout, the movie. He's committing kills now himself, and it's at some certain points in the beginning, you don't know if he's imagining Michael when he's going to do these kills, or if Michael's actually with him. And then it ends up, yeah, Michael was actually with him.
I think the one thing that could have saved this movie for us, there was one thing you and I were like, this movie will be saved if this had happened, is after they killed the doctor and the nurse, he's on the motorcycle, and I'm just like, please let Michael be straddling him on the motorcycle. I want this.
Wanted romantic.
I need this.
I wanted romantic music with Michael straddling this boy on the motorcycle, holding on to his mask to make sure it doesn't blow away, and then just like nestling his head in Corey's shoulder, like, let's go commit more murders.
I wanted that so bad.
Me too.
And the worst thing was, when it was happening, the first thing wasn't, oh, that's maybe Alice. I was like, oh my God, it's Michael? Is this Michael right now? Is Michael
like
hitching
that,
a ride?
And I'm like, please.
Are we making Uber kills? Is this our new brand? And then it was just Allison. I'm like, oh
damn
God,
it.
blue balls.
Yep.
That's a blue balls situation right now. I will say that scarecrow mask was fucking creepy.
It was. And him murdering.
Especially when like it was bloody.
When Deb, the nurse, turned on the light and he was in the middle of murdering the doctor in his lap with the wine cork uncorker or whatever, that was brutal.
It was. And also, that the bloodier that mask got, the more scary he got. And here's the thing. It's not like this movie sucked entirely. There were moments. There were like moments I'm like, woo! But it's just like, it was whatever you were focusing on Corey. I was like, I don't fucking care. He should have been a character from the first movie. He should not have been introduced literally 40 seconds into this movie.
I agree. I think if his accident happened, like we were introduced to the accident in 3, okay, I get it. But like, let's see, maybe he interacted with Allison at some point in the first movie. Maybe he was in the hospital and he, in the second movie. Little things like that. But yeah, I wasn't really invested in him. I did.
He also really likes chocolate milk. That was like his character for a while, was he liked milk.
Well, that's an old trope for horror movies with the whole milk thing. I mean, immediately I think of Clockwork Orange, where the lead guy his thing is milk, and there's a whole psychology behind it, especially with his relationship with his mother. There's a whole thing.
Can we talk about his mother?
I don't
please?
want to.
I want to.
Go ahead then.
Hey, I just want to talk about her. Okay, so you hope you realize people talk about plot, and they're like, these are the moments I want to talk about. These aren't the ones. Like, the plot, I don't give a shit. Michael straddling this guy on a motorcycle, I want to talk about that. But I also want to talk about this woman's glass of milk when they were eating spaghetti.
Yeah.
And how much sauce was on the rim.
It was gross, man.
I was like, a napkin. But also, I don't believe you, bitch. Because you have nothing on your face.
Exactly.
And the amount of spaghetti sauce that is on that glass of milk, you should be smothered. You should look like you just left from bathing in a tub of spaghetti. And you are clean. I don't believe this. And she's also a crazy Christian.
Yeah, she's a crazy bitch. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
My baby boy is innocent and handsome. Like, don't use the handsome card. That's so.
Yeah.
She kisses him on the lips.
You saw my reaction when that happened.
I
was
did.
Like, whoa. Wait.
There's very few times you do double takes. that aren't kill related where you're like, oh, I can't watch this.
Yeah.
Very few times.
It was weird as fuck. But when the movie starts going at the end with the kill after kill after kill, and they are brutal kills.
So, okay, I'm going to be honest here. Most of the time when we watch movies together, this movie's history. This movie was history in the making, Paige. Usually, every time we watch a movie together and one of us has to get up or use the restroom or do something, we go, hey, pause the movie real quick. I'll be right back. Use the restroom. One will use the restroom. The other one will probably get a drink or something. This movie was on, and I'm like, so I have to use the bathroom, but I don't want to pause it because I know that nothing's going to happen. And I just walked away, and you come back, and you're just like, so he stole his mask. I'm like, great. I've been gone for like a minute. I already caught up. Literally, I was like, I don't give a... Here's the thing. In my head, I was like, am I going to miss something? Probably. Do I give a shit? Absolutely not. This is that type of movie, if I saw it in theaters, I'd be like, I don't give a shit. I'm taking a piss watching this. Because your movie, I've sat here for the last hour and 30 minutes, and nothing has happened. I'm just going to go take a piss now.
But yeah,
let's
the last
get
kills?
to...
Yeah, let's just do the last kills real quick.
Let's get to the last kill. We get the kids in the tow truck place.
Yeah, that was... Oof,
that one was brutal.
That was...
Especially the guy who got blowtorch in his mouth.
Yeah, holy shit. I was impressed. This movie did suck, but the kills kind of brought it back up for me.
And then we get, wrench to the face, gunshot to the head. Mom gets killed somehow.
Probably stabbing.
Record table guy I know that's the one that you reacted to. The dude who gets his face smashed into the record table.
I want to say all three movies had really good practical effects. I don't think I was disappointed in any of them with the kills and the practical effects with that. The radio DJ, his death was yikes. He gets his face smashed into the desk and the record player. His jaw is completely out. Teeth are falling out. His tongue is just like blah, 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 blah. And
then he cuts the tongue off.
Yeah, I was like, we didn't need it. But it happened.
But I think it was for the comedic effect of when you cut to Allison, she's in the car listening to the radio station, and it's skipping at the exact part where his tongue is. I was like, okay, that's a little funny. I'm not gonna lie. And then, well, okay, it's almost the final confrontation, but we're not there yet.
Go.
Jamie Lee Curtis, Miss Laurie Strode is like, I don't believe that she. Do you know that meme that's like someone call an ambulance, but not for me? This is that scene.
Oh my god, yes.
She calls the cops and she's like, I'd like to report a suicide. Which, not a laughing matter.
No, of course
that topic, not a laughing matter.
And
it's kind of that thing of.
She was setting up too, and I was actually really scared that this is how this was gonna go.
But I was like, wait a second. She looks like she's pulling something, and like the door's open just enough to where it looks like she could be performative in a sense.
I was still very, very nervous about it, and it was very uncomfortable to watch, especially when she was struggling, with the gun and everything. That was very troubling.
And then she shoots a pumpkin
from
behind the door, and you see
that was a great scene because
you see the gunshot go off.
You hear the shot, you see some sort of substance on the wall, and I'm like, oh shit. And then Michael, quote unquote Michael, opens the door, POV shot, and it's pumpkin on the floor, and she has a gun in his face and is like, do you really think I was gonna kill myself? And I'm like,
and then shoots him twice in like the shoulder area, I'd say. And then I'm like, so at this point, I would say this movie did a good job because that call's maybe only like maybe a minute ago when Allison gets there and everything. And I forgot she made the call until Frank asks Allison about it. And I'm like, oh, that's smart. Laurie was like, I'm calling because I'm going to make this look like it was you, bitch. Yeah. And... he goes down the stairs. She does this whole thing of like, I try to forgive. I try to do all this stuff. She shoots the walls.
Yeah, to empty
like
the
she
gun.
uses the last of the gun into the walls. And he's like, well, I said if I can't have her. And then he stabs himself in the neck. And I'm like, Okay.
Because he knew that was
Then
gonna it was gonna look like she killed him, and then Allison was gonna leave her forever, which that was the case. And then, well, there was a delay, so that happened. Allison walks in. It looks like Lori killed Corey, and Allison, her acting phenomenal here. Her scream of anguish, really, really good. She leaves. She's about to leave town. Then Frank calls her and is like, hey, I just got a call. Lori reported a suicide. And then Allison's like, oh, fuck. She's going to kill herself after I left and all that. And so she goes back to the house. So that's how that happened.
She goes back. And then, we get the homage to the original Halloween when she curls up in a corner. And her sixth sense goes off.
Yep.
And she's like, Michael's here.
Yep.
And she gets ready.
Her setup is really good. That's also an homage to the original because she's in a closet and Michael's coming to get her. So
she's making spaghetti.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good. Also, this movie does a good job of being like, is she gonna die? Are they gonna die together? Like, it's like you expect her to die. Like you're fully expecting her to die by the end.
It's called Halloween Ends. They have been advertising this as this is Jamie Lee Curtis's last Halloween, which means shit, they're gonna kill Lori. Like they're gonna kill each other. That's just how it's gonna go.
And for a second, you believe it.
Absolutely.
Like for a brief moment, you believe
100%.
it. They have their little fight in the kitchen. He puts in one of like my weirdest weird fears is what I would call it. I've always had a weird fear of garbage disposals.
Oh, understandable. I hate them too.
I don't like them.
Me neither.
So he puts her hands in there and she headbutts him. I'm like, thank God I don't have to do this whole. I see her hands get like, whoa. And then she like puts the knives through his hands and just
goes to fucking town
on him. She posts him onto that cabinet. She takes, just to remind you that, like, hey, I may have a long sleeve shirt on, but I'm still jacked. She takes the refrigerator and just chucks it on him.
Fucking A. So he's pinned to the countertop, and she gets on his chest, stabs him all the way up to the hilt of the knife in the chest.
Yep.
He sits up as
What does she use as the hammer again?
Oh, the iron pan.
Thank you.
So she uses an iron pan to get his second hand in to make sure it doesn't fucking move. Stabs his chest. He sits up as he does. Then that's when she puts the refrigerator on him. And then she has
a little monologue.
She has a good monologue. I was fine with this. I knew it was coming, and I was fine with it. She slices his fucking neck.
She takes his mask off, which is like a big deal, is her taking the mask off.
She can see his
and
face.
slits the neck. And then we get Michael seeing your trauma, part 2.
So she
but
and Michael,
this one made sense. Oh no,
absolutely.
This one made sense.
She and Michael are reliving it together, and he's dying. You think?
And she's okay with this. Like she's like, I'm dying. I'm cool with this.
He grabs her neck. We didn't talk about that. He grabs her neck. She says, "Do it. Like I'm good to go. I lost Allison. I lost everything. Let's do it."
And then Allison, what? Okay, so I think I had like a light hitting my screen a little bit too hard. What the hell does Allison do?
She pulls his arm away from her neck and snaps his fucking arm.
Oh, she snapped his arm.
Snaps his arm. Like boom. With the countertop. Yeah, it was gross.
And then the police get there and there's just that one good scene. I like the camera shot. This movie doesn't have a lot of good camera shots. A lot of them kind of feel a little bit performative. But this was a good one because it's that slow reveal. It's just like it's just Lori just bloody in the neck. And I'm like, oof.
It was gross. Oh.
Great shot.
And she slices his wrist so he can bleed out.
Yeah, she slices his wrist.
That was gross.
And they're like, and then Lori says he's dead. And Allison's like, he's not dead enough.
Yeah.
And we do a body parade.
Yeah, they tie him to the car, and they literally parade him through town, so the town knows that the evil has been vanquished. They bring him in a procession to the junkyard, and Lori puts him in the crusher, and he is disgustingly crushed.
Also, that practical effect they used for the crusher. Oof, that was great. And also, the characters that were alive from the last 2 movies, outside of freaking what's-her-name, was there. Lindsay.
Yeah.
Why was Lindsay
yeah,
not there?
why wasn't Lizzie there?
Because the boy was there,
Yeah.
whose mom and dad were the two who
the
died
older
in the last
woman
movie.
who was there.
She was there.
I don't know.
And it's like, where the fuck's Lindsay
Yeah, I have no
Wallace?
idea.
She should be here as well. And then, he gets bone crushed, and then we get our nice little
Our little
ending monologue
our
where she's
ribbon
like,
has
evil
been tied
changes
into
shape.
a bow.
And I'm like, ugh.
So
That just means you're gonna have Allison be the new lead of Halloween, basically, is what you're saying.
Right. So, Allison leaves town. She's going to live her life. And Lori is trying to rebuild.
Back with Frank.
Huh?
Back with Frank.
Yeah, she ends up back with Frank, because I guess why not?
And we end on Don't Fear the Reaper.
Yeah.
Which I'll acknowledge. Good way to end
Oh,
it.
yeah, absolutely. Duh, of course. It's from the first movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And that's that. It was good. It was fine.
It was. Why are these movies almost 2 fucking hours
I
long?
agree.
Is my question.
It doesn't need to be that long.
This was the first time since Silent Hill. I know to some people will be like, well, Silent Hill was like 2 episodes ago, and I'm like, we have other episodes that just didn't make it to air,
Exactly.
that just weren't the best. We've watched other movies. This is the first time since Silent Hill we went. We were checking the time
Yeah.
of the movie.
Yeah.
And I remember I was like, oh my god, we have over an hour left. What the fuck is going on?
So that was that. Yeah.
Costume time.
Oh, sure. Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to talk about Vicky. I just want to talk about Vicky's costumes, if you don't mind. Her original outfit, the overall outfit, I'm like, you're my favorite. That outfit, amazing. That outfit. For a quick second, I was surprised she had a boyfriend, because I'm like, but you don't.
Yeah, you're not ringing those bells.
That's not what you ping.
know.
That's not the ping you're giving off.
know.
I'm kind of bummed at this, but I'm also happy because you die, and I don't want the whole the gay character dies in the movie trope.
Yeah.
And then she does. Okay, here's the thing. I think most people look awful in baseball shirts. I think some people believe they look good in it, but in reality, you look awful.
Mm-hmm.
She looked great in it. She looked fantastic in that baseball shirt. And also, I loved that little relationship she had with the kid.
I agree. It was refreshing.
Adorable.
It was refreshing.
It seemed like they liked each other, and it was like the banter was good. If I remember correctly, the banter from the kids' end was improvised.
I could see that. that.
It was really good, and I was really sad when she died, because I was like, oh, you had personality, which is like a thing a lot of these characters really don't have in this movie. And also, let's just talk about Allison's costume in this movie, her cat costume.
I loved it, and the mask was so cute.
I love the mask. I think we were watching it, and one of us was just like, I like the mask, and we were like, yeah,
It was
it's a
great.
nice mask.
It was great.
Also, I guess Kylie Richards' character turns into a fortune teller. It's like, I feel like that was her character in this movie, was just the fortune teller.
Yeah, I don't know why that became a thing, but whatever.
She really loves tarot cards. She's like, this is my thing now. I love tarot cards. Yeah, but those were. Let's go to each movie. Rate them. Let's just rate each movie
out of 10.
one by one.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah. So Halloween 2018. Let's just go. Let's do it.
7.5.
Same.
It's good.
This is the first time
It's good.
we're gonna.
But
now I will say there's certain shots in the movie that are 10 out of 10.
Yes.
Like there's 10 out of 10 shots in that.
But we're
movie.
doing overall. So 7.5 for the
Yeah.
first one.
I'd give like a 4, like a 2 to a 4
I was
for
thinking
Halloween
the
Kills.
Same thing. I'm gonna do 2.5. Maybe
It's not a good movie.
I would do 3s because the kills were decent.
Yeah, it's just like it's not a good movie, but like if you just want to turn your brain off, or maybe put a movie on in the background, this is like peak movie in the background.
I agree. And Halloween Ends.
This Halloween Ends is interesting because it does the montage, like the 40-minute, like what's more like 30-minute montage that Halloween Kills does, but then it really tries to do a really in-depth character piece on a character that just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And part of me is like, is it better than Halloween Kills, or is it just? In reality, I would probably give this movie like, which sucks because I love that, I love Allison, I love Laurie. It's like a 3.
I'm gonna go with 5. It's mid ground for me. It is boring, for the most part, but then the kills really amp it up for me. So, like, and we rate this out of enjoyability, right? So for me, it's about a 5. It's just super mid ground.
That's why I gave it a 3, is because I think the worst thing a movie can be is boring.
Yeah, I feel that.
You can be bad. Like Halloween Kills, it's bad, but I have fun with how bad it is. If you're boring, you can't look past boring.
Yeah.
You can look past bad, but you can't look past boring.
So, yeah, that's our ratings for these 3 movies. Let us know what you think.
Watch the original. Watch
Absolutely.
2018. I totally watched 2018 if you've never seen it. That one, give it a go.
Yeah, for sure.
Halloween Kills, if you have a few friends over,
put it on.
Watch it.
You guys have a few drinks in you
fun.
already? You're good.
It's a great movie to riff on.
Yeah.
It's a great riff movie. Yeah. Halloween Ends, I can't really recommend.
I wouldn't either. If you're just ready to wrap up the series like we were, do it. But other than that, you don't have to. You don't have to do it.
Not really. I'm kind of sad that we end up doing the worst slasher movies, like the worst in the series at times. It's like
you win some, you lose some, and we lose a lot.
I know. We lose most of the time. Speaking of losing, next episode.
Oh yeah. So okay, after this, we're starting season 2 finally. I know we've been teasing it for a while. We start season 2, which is Monsters.
There's a reason why we waited so long, because I was like, this season 2 has to begin with a turkey.
Yeah, so
a killer turkey. That's what I want.
Please go on this journey with me, fellow listeners, because I'm stuck doing this for a few months, and then into the new year, it's gonna get even crazier. I don't want to spoil it, but please join us. It's going to be a ride. It's probably going to be fun. It's going to be ridiculous. And yeah, thank you. We've been on air for a year. And it's great. It's a great feeling. I'm glad we did we're recording basically on our 1 year. And it's Halloween and it's my favorite. And I'm really happy we were able to do this.
I am happy. Now, the biggest question wasn't going to be if we were going to... where we were going to get it started was probably the biggest question we were going to have. But it was, could we stay committed long enough to even make it this long?
Yeah.
And there were times where I thought it could get canceled
100%.
at this point. But we're here.
We did it.
We're at season 2.
I'm excited.
Who the fuck thought that was going to happen?
Not me.
We're going to have a killer turkey, a killer llama, some killer
other things,
creatures, a killer Santa.
It's going to be fun. Don't spoil it for everybody.
If I say killer turkey, everyone knows what the hell
I know, but don't go past that.
Gobble, gobble.
So please join us starting season 2 next time. You can find us on all the stuff. We're on YouTube. We're on Spotify. Come hang out with us. And thank you again so much for listening. If you've been listening for this past year, much appreciated. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
5 innocent people killed. Not a sign of a human.